Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Faceless Tigress and welcome back to Metro 2033 Redux. This is the level called Exhibition, and basically this is where you'll get your equipment, you'll see what weapons you have in store, and this is a full level guide, and basically this will just detail the storyline a little bit. And besides that, there really isn't anything special in this level. We get to know a little bit more about Artyom, and that's his stepfather.
Awake at last, I see. Hunter's on his way in. He should have news from the other stations. Come on.
Basically, we'll need to meet Hunter in this level. There we go. We'll fight off a bunch of Nosolices, then after that we're going to get some equipment and leave.
Yes, Nikolai?
The station can't survive much longer if these attacks don't stop. We must do something.
What more can we do?
Yeah.
We'll see what Hunter says.
Continuing now from the last video, and there's the last level. The metro is rife with attacks from the Dark Ones, which you'll soon encounter, it'll be explained.
Another patrol was attacked last
And basically just an all-out war.
Let's go, Artyom.
You have the Reds, which are basically, you know, Soviet Union communists, socialists, whatever you want to call them, comrades, and they basically just drive giant trains underground. There is rail cars and they go and die. Then you have the Nazis, which, I mean,
How are the wounded?
fascists, national socialists, they have concentration camps, gases, etc, etc. And basically they're very, they're evil. And you'll also encounter them in all three of the games. You have the Spartan Order. We're actually going to meet Hunter from the Spartan Order right now. And the Spartan Order is basically the only ones that want to keep some semblance of peace and order. And yeah.
It's Hunter.
You also have the bandits. They're basically humans who don't give a fuck about anything, and they want to loot everything and kill everyone, including all of the monsters, all of the people. They just don't care, bandits. You also have other miscellaneous factions like the Venetians. They're not really that much of a major part. You also have some notable locations like the armory where most of the weapons that are used in the metro are actually made.
Good to see you, Alex.
But I'll cover
Hello, Artyom.
each station once we
What's happening in the outside
actually
world
arrive
these
at it,
days?
but that's the general gist of it. The Dark Ones are the main threat and the main antagonist of the game.
Infesting your tunnels.
The Dark Ones are basically super involved human beings that sucked up the radiation and didn't die from it, but
I met a trader selling
developed
postcards
a
in New York
lot
City.
of
I thought of your wall.
psionic and psychic abilities.
These are not the usual mutant
And
creatures. This is
basically,
something
yeah, they're
worse.
really evil, and they just want to... Well, they're not basically evil, but you have two choices. You can either
If it's us,
save them or eliminate them. There'll be plenty of choices, moral choices along the way. Basically, I would recommend that you completely ignore that and play whichever way you want.
To the tunnels.
Alex.
Hunter
And I'll
Stay
cover
here and
that
defend
in
the
the
hall.
last video
quickly get a weapon.
of this series. And basically we get a revolver.
Damn.
Yeah, moral choices, but that's not really important because there is a default ending that carries on to the second game, and your choices within the save file doesn't actually matter. Now we're just going to have to locate them before they bust out through the grate. I'll quickly load. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, they're a feisty bunch. We have to stop them, dude. we don't stop them, our station is basically screwed. Yeah, ammo will be a big concern depending on the difficulty you're playing at. I'm playing just at the Spartan difficulty, which basically gives me extra ammo filters and stuff like that, because I generally don't like to do the hardcore stuff, because I like to enjoy the games I'm playing and not pop an aneurysm every time I die.
Are you alright? Of course. He's a dead-eye shot, this one.
Yep.
No dark ones here. Just the usual tunnel trash.
Even when you don't see them, the dark ones are there.
Actually, no, they fry your brains.
That's their weapon. That's what made the Nosalises run through the tunnels like rats.
Yeah, Homo Nova is the next step in evolution.
They're Homo Novus,
Basically,
the next
they
step in
are...
evolution.
Basically,
You heard
you're
about survival of the
immune
fittest?
to that.
Guess what?
More or
We
less.
lost.
What's happened to you, Alex? You can go like lambs to the slaughter. I'll hang on to whatever life I got with teeth and claws. And I'll take more than a few of your Homo Novus with me to hell.
You think you're some old movie cowboy? Have a look, Hunter. 10 soldiers trained in combat. Their bodies broken, their minds gone.
The Dark Ones! They destroyed the outer guard post!
Yeah, they're a real threat. As you can see, they have devastating psychological effects on everybody they attack, basically, but you, because of course this is a video game and you are the chosen one. And the game is actually based pretty heavily on the books, but you know, some liberties were taken on the game that
Devil
aren't in the
knows what's
books.
happening out there, beyond your perimeter. I must go recon the situation. Listen carefully, Artyom. If I'm not back here by morning, you must get to police station and find a man named Miller. Tell him what's happened to me, and what's stirring in the northern tunnels. Show this to Miller, so he knows I've sent you. I trust everything to you, Artyom. Don't let me down. If we are to survive, this threat must be eliminated, no matter the cost. Eliminated.
That's called foreshadowing.
Understand?
Hunter did not return. It wouldn't be easy to find an excuse to leave the station and travel to Polis, but I had given my word.
Yeah, in any case, I believe that's basically it for this one. Let me just check.
Taking your time as usual, huh?
Join the
Alright,
caravan.
grab your gear, go to the platform, they're waiting for us. I'll meet you
Okay.
there. Hey, Artyom, don't forget anything, huh?
Okay, yeah.
Вот стоит перевертаться, бабушка здорова! Вот стоит перевертаться, кушает капусту!
In any case, we're basically just going to need to get our gear.
Вот стоит перевертаться, пережить налет!
Okay. There we go. This is basically our room. You can play the guitar for some moral points. You can collect the notes for additional lore.
Hey, that's some nice music.
Basically, we're going to need to head on over here.
How about...
Then over here. Then this way. Then over here. We're gonna have to head on up. There we go. They are recruiting because they made a military alliance with Riga. There is a weapons merchant here, but basically you don't have any money currently. There's also the stock exchange, but if you do plan on using cheats or something like that, make sure you first do this guy before you go ahead and get that.
Submachine gun, 5.45 caliber, made in the armory. It's got poor accuracy and overheats like hell. That's why they call it a bastard gun.
Yeah, the bastard gun is really a bastard gun.
Bursts, Artyom. Help yourself to some ammo too. Use
Thank
a
you.
universal charger to keep the battery powered.
Okay.
And a gas mask. Put it on if you crossed any radiation hot zones. Or, God help you, go up to the surface.
I like how he has
I'll
double
issue first
glasses.
aid kits, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, you're supplied, my friend. Feel free to try out your weapon on my firing range. And you try not to stick out your head too much, okay?
Basically, you're gonna want to use the short bursts until you decide to upgrade the bastard. I would generally recommend that you don't upgrade the bastard, because basically upgrading the bastard is a very bad choice. Okay, and now you can actually go ahead and go with the rest of the level. Okay, let me actually explain how the money works, because I've just went ahead and given myself a bunch of money. You have military grade rounds, which are your basic currency, like caps in Fallout or gold in Skyrim. And basically you can exchange them here for bullets and ammo that you can fire, but the basic military grade rounds, you can still use them as ammo, and they add a bit of a punch. But it's imperative that you actually preserve them so you can get upgrades like this. As you can see, I have my pistol and I can actually upgrade it, but I would not recommend that you do this lightly, because basically I just gave myself a bunch of money. But upgrades are very important, and they'll basically keep you well supplied and well armed against a bunch of other things. But basically, in order to get back on track, you're gonna want to head on over here and talk to your father for some good karma points.
Come in, son. You're ready to set off.
And because you have a note here as well.
You've probably heard that our station is creating an alliance with Riga. We're sending them a couple of rail cars with humanitarian goods, some weapons and some miscellaneous gear. That's the cargo you'll be looking after. It's not a very long trip, and it should not be too hard. Artyom, one thing before you go. I can see that you look up to Hunter, but a ranger's life is different than ours. They are reckless, even violent by nature. There's nothing to be gained by playing the hero, so stay clear of trouble. See the caravan to its destination and come home as soon as possible. Goodbye, my boy.
That's important, because I mean, it just wouldn't feel right not talking to him, even though he is your stepdad. In any case, we have everything. We have a bunch of money, we have the gas mask, we have the universal charger. Go ahead and talk to this friendly looking guy. Click the left mouse button and we can actually leave. And that'll basically be the end of this level. And the next level is called The Chase.